Hey, what's up to all the villains and villainesses out there? It's me, Chappell. We are back again to talk about House of Villains Season 3. With me, Rob could not quite make it because he's traveling across the world doing villainous things, I hope. But of course, my partner in crime, my partner in all things villainy, Jenny Autumn is back. Jenny, welcome back.
Ooh, I'm ready. I am ready, Chappelle. What an episode. Not a lot of action, but a lot of the action we're looking for here. And I'm as hyped as ever. Rob is what does he say? He's hobnobbing with the
With the
reality TV
glitterati.
glitterati. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to hold it down for him here. And I thought it was a very fun episode.
I thought so too. And so we have a lot to get into. But first, I want to thank everybody for being here. Make sure you subscribe to WeKnowRealityTV.com and so that you can
Yeah.
keep up with our House of Villains coverage. You can even go back and listen to our old coverage if you just showed up for this first season because you liked any of these particular characters. Jenny and I have been doing
You
this
see the
for
lore.
3 seasons, right? So we're
Yeah.
out there. So check it out. And then let us know what you think in the comments on our YouTube page on RHAP. So, all right. Now that the formalities are out of the way, Jenny, let's get into the mess.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, so I don't know which villain to start at because I have so many that I want to pick on. But we start the episode with Ashley basically saying, I didn't think it was going to be like that. Like it was a landslide victory for New York to stay, and Drita immediately calls her out. Like, why didn't you think that? Why did y'all think New York was going home? Of course, you knew exactly what you were doing. Y'all knew that y'all were going to be voting to keep New York. Drita is the only one who votes her out.
Yeah, Drita is like the queen of clocking bullshit, and I love this. I feel like there's definitely like a little war between Drita and Ashley,
Mhm.
kind of starting up here, and Drita's just like everyone was saying that like you're going with the house, you're going with the house, like I told Plain I wouldn't change my vote. And she's clocking all of them, like she's we didn't they obviously are trying to in the edit make us be a little surprised, but clearly throughout the day people were probably telling Drita like, listen, it sounds like it's going to be Plain tonight, I'm going with the house. I'm sure she was hearing that from Tyson. We're gonna hear a lot of
Mhm.
heat on Tyson in this episode. But I'm loving Drita, the game player, basically being like, they're a bunch of sheep. Uh don't lie to me and say you were surprised it was 5-1. The whole house was coming to me saying this was gonna happen.
She's that classic Big Brother or Survivor player that's at the bottom of whatever the pecking order is, but she sees the BS. She's beating the
Mhm.
drum like, you gotta believe me. They don't that like y'all, we have to do something. We have to make a move. And everybody's like, what are you talking about? I'm going to the final two with them. We've seen that so many seasons, and Drita seemingly is the only one who really points that out this episode. But I think the biggest surprise for her was maybe that Christine voted to keep New York and voted out Plain. And Christine, such
Oh
a
boy.
fascinating character, to say the least. What do you think about her?
I I enjoy Christine's presence here. I enjoy that there's a part of her that is really interested in playing the game.
Yes.
I just don't know what's happening with her reads because and the edit is truly trying to explain that to us here. Because we see, her explaining to Drita like, you know, I I loved, Plain Jane, but she was up to some other things. She was going against me. Cut to the edit of uh Plain Jane confirming, like the previous round, confirming to Tyson, yeah, I'm keeping Christine. Basically just insinuating like, no girl, like Plain Jane had your back. She was not doing anything against you. So the edit is also kind of dunking on Christine here and basically illuminating the fact that she's not quite figured out exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, but I agree with you. She does feel like she wants to play the game, right? She's not just
Yeah.
floating through the house, not doing anything, not talking to anybody. She's been suspicious of Plain ever since Paul and Plain had their big blow up. Because from Christine's point of view, why is Paul so upset with you? What do y'all have going
Right.
on? Something must be working in behind the scenes that I don't know about. And she was kind of onto something there. But other than that, she's been dead ass wrong. And honestly, the edit that she's getting, I don't know Christine that well from Selling Sunset.
No.
But to me, she comes off like as a very, almost like a very driven and intelligent person. And the show is giving you Christine is she's just here. She doesn't know which way is up. She doesn't know how a tiebreaker works. She wants to play the game, but she just can't figure out how it works.
It's giving like, especially with the move to ultimately vote out Plain Jane, like getting the answer right but like the work to get through the equation is all wrong, because like, yes, Plain Jane was playing, like, yes, Plain Jane did kind of like have relationships with people like Paul and was probably, in a situation where she would be insulated kind of on both sides, but like Christine's reasonings for like wanting to get her out were not quite accurate, like, and also just she's not really a threat to you yet. It's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, this is someone that could win, and so getting her out, it probably does make some sense, but like the way that Christine was like, oh, they wanted to split me and Plain Jane up, like that was not what was happening. But like, sure, ultimately you get to the result of like, yes, Plain Jane is someone that if you let her cook too long, like you are going to be in trouble. Like that is like an end game threat. It's just funny. I love that Christine's very interested in the game aspect, because you could really argue like going against one of your closest friends in the house and voting them out, like that is a game move. That is a gamer move.
Yeah, it's giving Sandra, it's giving Giuseppe, anybody but me.
Right?
Jenny, if she
He
voted,
doesn't understand why.
yeah, if she voted to keep playing, she would have been voting against New York, who would still be in the house. And then she would have an enemy in New York. New York is not even worried about playing right now. I mean, Christine right now, because she did the right thing.
Maybe Christine is actually just a genius, and she said, don't worry about how I got to the solution. Just like be satisfied that I got the solution and we'll figure it out.
Jenny, guess what else we got in this episode? More titties.
A lot. Titties? Yeah. Ashley is just dropping trow and like pulling the nips out. Like, I know that she hooked up with Johnny, but Paul is also in the room.
Right.
She's just like
whatever.
Paul truly is in the cuck bed at this point.
Paul's in the cuck bed, and so is Drita, because Drita is the one who keeps pointing it out. She's like, the biggest tits I've ever seen in my life. I was like, Drita, is this? I feel like they spliced this in together. This can't be her talking about.
Yeah,
Ashley.
she's not talking about Ashley, and that's
gotta still be talking about playing, right?
I think that comment needs to be about Plain, because, and this is not, listen,
we're not out here.
The titties of all sizes. Yeah, but like Ashley is a smaller framed woman, and so even though her titties have been out on multiple episodes now, I wouldn't say the biggest in the world. So you're right. I think that Drita, that clip was definitely Drita talking about Plain Jane.
Gotta be. But Drita has a wandering eye, Jenny, because the moment where she's talking to Tyson and he calls her out on, why did your eyes go down to my crotch and come back up? And for a second, I thought, oh, look at Tyson. He's such a jokester. That totally didn't happen. The rewind and then the look on Drita's face after she gets called out, I said, oh, Drita, ma'am, you out here meat watching?
Not meat watching. Okay, this is one thing I love about this show is it will provide the receipts always. Like it will find the things where they're like there's somebody in the editing room, and all of my love and respect to everyone that works on the show. I love this. Like someone sitting there being like, I'm going to find the clip to prove that this happened and make sure it is illuminated so it's very clear. So fun. Tyson and Drita, we've only gotten little snippets of them interacting. We've gotten a lot more of like Drita talking about Tyson, the game player, in this episode, but like they had like a few little interactions here, and I just like love seeing Tyson interact with these kinds of people that like, like we've discussed in previous podcasts, like Tyson is usually like the wackadoodle guy on the cast he's on. Like he's the more eccentric one. And like now he's on this cast of like very, very big characters where he's like basically the normie. But it's really still fun to see him like mix it up with some of these people. And I just love like his little banter between him and Drita. I don't know. Like, did you pick up on this too?
Well, the banter is fun, but I think the reason why we don't have a lot of it is because we find out in this episode that Drita's number one target is Tyson. She said, I've wanted him out since day one because I'm really good at reading people and he makes it really hard to read him. And that means he's a threat. And I started looking around and said, Drita, are you a gamer in disguise? Do we got a little Drita action going
gamer
on?
Girl!
Put Drita in the trader's house, put her in the Big Brother house.
I know.
I'm ready to see it. I need to see it.
This was, I really feel like, okay, there was so much like gamer coming out party in this episode, but like I felt like so impressed by Drita in this whole episode because, you know, she is clocking Tyson for exactly who he is. And like I very much believe that Drita likes Tyson, but that she understands that because she likes Tyson like personally, that is a problem because she sees the way that he is playing the game and understands why he's so successful. So it's very, very interesting. I will say, Chappell, you were mentioning that, you know, Drita is one of those like players who's like kind of on the bottom of the structure and is just looking for someone to like pay attention and be like, listen to me. We are starting to see the growing connection between that. We got a nice little preview on when we did our preseason interviews of the cast. Drita and Kate. Is Kate what Drita has been looking for here in an ally who can like open her eyes and see what she is seeing?
Kate is very shrewd. And I think Kate also is very weary of people who are too likable, you know, because Kate doesn't want to give you too much energy in any direction. She's not going to spend a lot of energy hating you, but she's also not going to spend a lot of energy fawning over you. And Tyson
she loves
has
to
an
conserve
energy.
Her energy. Like we know this.
She's not giving you all she got. Okay. And so Tyson is a guy who elicits strong emotion, right? You can hate Tyson. He could be a villain. We've seen that before in Survivor, but most people typically love Tyson and they're fawning over him and he walks in the room. He's a shiny person, as Shannon would call him. And so whenever she sees him, I know part of Kate's just like, it's just something about you that's just too sparkly. I just don't like it. And with Drita being there, she's never going to let her forget. But I think they would be okay if it wasn't for the social game of Tom fucking Sandoval. Tom Sandoval is Tyson saving grace in this episode, it seems. Who would have thought?
Riz God. I'm sorry. the real Riz God has arrived. This was the biggest blind. There were several blind sides in this episode for me. This was the biggest blind side for me because Kate loves Tom now. Like, I have so many questions. Obviously, like I am a bit of an overthinker. Okay. And you know, we chatted with most of the cast before the season started, and like we got the usual stuff from Kate where she's talking a little shit. Like I asked her a question about Tom Sandoval, and you know, I'm expecting like she can't stand this man, and she spends most of the season, you know, trying to get him out or, you know, like against him in some way. And this was the biggest surprise to me is that I think she is charmed. She is charmed by Tom Sandoval. Yeah. And I think that these two are like budding allies. Like, what is happening here?
It's really good on Tom. Tom is not a rookie in these reality TV streets anymore. He's played the Traders, which is arguably probably the hardest game, I think, for anybody to play. Whether you're a faithful or a trader, I just think that game is just extremely difficult.
It's just hard. Yeah.
It's just hard.
Yeah.
And so he's kind of been battle tested. He has a really good ally that he's working with this time in Tyson. So he's learning. He talks about how he sees Tyson planting these seeds and doing these little things and he's picking up on them. So yeah, he's learning at the knee of one of the goats here. And it's seemingly paying off because to your point about Kate, Yeah, in the preseason, she was like, "Yeah, I'm dunking on Tom Sandoval." We're like, "Of course you are, because that's what you're supposed to
Yeah.
do." But that's Kate. She can dunk on anybody and still work with them and still
True.
find them pleasant. That's her thing. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna give Tom shit," but she
We
has to
can work
admit that
together. Yeah.
she finds him pleasant. Yeah, she likes him. She's just gonna
Yeah.
dunk on him a little bit. And this is a crazy alliance because again, Tom seemingly saves Tyson from going on the block this time around.
And thank you, Tom Sandoval, first of all.
Thanks. Are we
You
Tom
know,
Standavals? Are we there?
are we Sandoval? I don't know. Maybe it's too
I don't
early to
know. It
say.
might be too
Uh,
soon.
it might be too soon. However, he's like, now that he's also like working with Kate, I'm like, okay, let's cook a little bit. I think that the pairing of Tom and Kate is really, really interesting because like Tyson is a well-rounded player. Like,
Mhm.
so the combination of Tom and Tyson, it's like Tom is always going to be the beta in terms of like masterful social game and strategic
Strategy.
game.
Mhm.
He's a like, let's be real. Tom is a baby gamer, you know?
Yeah.
And like he's definitely passionate about it, which I love. But he's still new to this sort of thing. I think that the combination of Tom and Kate, however, is actually just like a beautiful balanced pairing because I think that clearly, as we've seen, Tom has some sort of social game thing working. Like he's rizzing us up, here on this podcast. And that's where like we love her, we get her, but Kate struggles with people misunderstanding her or like her jokes people not really quite getting. She's got like a cold delivery, she's very dry. But we can see Kate like has an incredible bullshit meter similar to Drita,
Mhm.
and she is thinking strategically. Like she is a smart lady. Whereas I think that like Tom might have like emotional blind spots where like I think the thing is like Tom does not see that working with Tyson long term is not good for you if you want to like to win the game. Like
Mhm.
it's it's good and fun to maybe get as far as you can, but like you should not be planning to go to the end of the game with a Tyson. And so I think but I think he just loves Tyson and he loves working with him. And so that's like an emotional thing for him. Whereas like that Kate can like cut the emotion out of anything. So I just really like the like dynamic of the two of them together. Whereas like Tom really is like an emotional person. Like he's like, I won't forgive and I won't forget. Like he's been Johnny and Paul have been dead to him since like the first
Mhm.
round of the game. And I just think that he like really zeroes in on like his emotional responses to some of these things. Whereas Kate is just like, let's just do what makes the most sense. And I hate you, I love you, like you'll never know. So as much as like, yes, we are loving the bromance of Tyson and Tom, this whole Tom and Kate thing I was not prepared for, and I like kind of love it.
Yeah, well, Tyson has so many other outs. They kind of point out in
Yeah.
this episode that he's working with everybody. He's saying, okay, me and Tom, we might need to take Kate and the rest of the crew in order to take out Johnny's alliance, the Johnny, Paul, and Ashley alliance, because they're working together, but it's kind of like a Cold War, right? Who's going to strike first?
Yeah.
And Tyson
Yeah.
saying, well, they know we're threats because we know they're threats. So they have to know we're threats as well. This isn't going to last long. And they're starting to think about making the move. Tyson has an alliance with basically everybody. Through Tom, he's with Kate and Drita, it seems. But he also has a number one ally in New York. She's back, baby. Look, Rob's not here. Let's talk about it. My girl is gaming hard, okay? Every
She
season, she's getting better and better and better. And now
I
I think
know.
she's finally mastered, that push and pull of I can be crazy, but then at the same time, I'm not a threat, so just keep me. Like it's just the target's gotten so big, it's disappeared, Jenny.
It's wild. I love that she has a soft spot for these like gamer,
She
like
loves the
cerebral
gamers. She
types.
loves the gamers, yeah.
like, you know, we saw her work really closely with Wes last season, and I think that, like, you know, this is like the next evolution in like House of Villains archetype here in Tyson. And so, I mean, we all saw the kiss in the trailer, so we knew that they were
coming next week.
I know, we're ready. I'm seated. I have questions on behalf of Rachel. But I also understand.
I get it.
Do what you gotta do as a TV,
do what you
baby.
gotta do.
No, I love this. Like, I love the little interaction between Tyson and New York in this episode. I'll first of all, listen, let's be biased here. I love when my faves are working together.
That's
like,
it. That's all that matters.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry that I'm happy. I don't know. Would you rather me be miserable here? Like,
No, we're having
I'm
a good
thrilled.
time here. We're gonna have a good time here. When New York told Tyson, I want that supervillain spot so I can abuse that power against everyone. He says, except me. She's like, yeah, of course not you. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Abuse that power against everybody but him.
She confirms, like, in confessional, that Tyson is her closest ally, and she feels like she really gets him. She wouldn't turn on him. And I'm just like, okay. And this is where I'm like, yes, baby girl, like, we get it. Like, you want to work with this guy that, like, is a gamer and you like the vision. But if maybe she recognizes that, like, this is someone she can attach to and he's going to be a threat in front of her and could get taken out. I just want to see New York eventually, and this is like, you know, pie in the sky thinking of like, okay, you and Tyson can be long game. Her recognizing that, like, you, again, like I was saying about Tom, you cannot go to the end with Tyson, but also it's House of Villains. And so, like, truly, who knows? Like, there are scenarios where, like, if Tyson is like puppeteering the game and New York is being New York, where like understands the game and is playing a little bit more strategically and socially than she has in previous seasons, but is also downplaying her, you know, skills and is still like being New York and having her little blow ups with people. Like, there is still a situation where people are more turned off by Tyson's way of playing and would give the win to New York. So I actually don't fault it too much. I think if this were a different game, it would be a totally different conversation. But yeah, I don't hate this. And I just love their little conversation where, like, you know, that I feel like New York is like, I get her. When she's
Like,
talking about she's like, she's my sister, she's my mother, she's my child, she's everything to me. I just feel like I understand her deep in my soul. She's sitting out there, Tyson comes out, he's like, hey, you just having a quiet moment? She's like, I'm just listening to the birds. She's like, I reached the age where I'm a bird lady. And I'm like, I get that. I am also a bird lady. She's like, I really like squirrels now. And I'm like, yes, queen. Like, I have too reached that, you know, age where I'm like, you know what sounds nice? A nice cup of coffee while I listen to the birds chirping. A little squirrel comes by and I have a little chat with it. Like, I'm like, oh, that sounds really nice.
In your Snow White era.
Yeah, exactly. And I love this. I love this for New York. And we know that Tyson loves his nature. So
He does. He does. He likes to be outside. You're right.
yeah.
This is good. This is good. But you know
No, this
what?
is good.
To your point about New York having a chance to beat Tyson at the end, I could see that. But I also could see that about Tom. You know,
No, you're
we've
right.
seen
You're right.
Tom making social bonds with the other side, whereas, you know, I think Tyson being a front runner might make him somebody that some people could resent, because we see even like he does not mind buddying up to all these people. We see in these moments he's going to Kate and hyping her up for the competition. But also when Johnny is walking in, he's like, oh, Johnny, I think I'm going to go up. You know, he's playing all sides. He's playing this very survivor-like game. But these are not gamers, you know, and so they might, well, some of them are gamers. I will say that some of them are gamers.
This is my counter argument where I think like, and it could be really interesting between Tom and Tyson, especially in how we get there, because I still think that if you have Ashley, like the three in the bedroom, so Ashley, Paul, and Johnny, like, if they're all voting, I actually really do think that they are way more likely to respect and reward a Tyson game. I also don't think that they're as easily charmed by Tom. Like, I think they like Tom, but I also think that they're kind of like, I don't know. They don't take him very seriously. And I think that those three, even though like Johnny, yes, comes from Love Island. He was on the challenge as well. He's playing the game. And then obviously, like, if you're Paul, I gotta think that you vote for Tyson at the end. He even like is acknowledging the threat that Tyson is in this episode. So I really think that Paul is the kind of person that would also reward Tyson the Wind. Like, hey, you should have been gone a long time ago. You got there, and would see Tom as kind of like, this is your lackey. But again, House of Villains, anything could happen. Like, I do think that would be a closer vote than you might think.
It's really wild. It's really wild to think about. And there's definitely moments where Tyson is just gaming a lot harder than everybody. But the people outside of these two main alliances, they're catching on. We see Christine and Drita talking about Ashley and like, hey, don't you think it's weird that she's never with us at all? She doesn't peep in here. She doesn't come talk to us about game or anything. So now they're knowing that Ashley is firmly in the corner of the Johnny and Paul, and I guess to an extent, Tyson and Tom. So the pieces are there. It's just a matter of who is going to pick them up, because Tyson says, I need to make that shot happen. But if I can get somebody else to do it, that would be perfect. And on top of that, he's used to these games where, you can't stay at the top forever a lot of times. There's normally a chance for the people at the bottom to flip it over. And we get that in this very episode with this challenge. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. And Jenny, this challenge honestly should be replicated on different shows. I thought this was incredible. I think it's hard. I think it's equitable.
Yeah.
Do it. Try the challenge. Do this challenge on other shows.
Okay, so I know that I was like rambling about the challenges in a previous podcast this season about how, like, they're very equitable. Like, it's kind of random. It's well documented that I tend to black out during like challenges on Survivor or like Big Brother. I have a really hard time caring about and following challenges. I will say there were parts of this where I'm like, I don't really know what they're doing, but I am entertained by this. And that is all I can ask. I thought it was really, really fun. I love a team challenge. And it was just so ridiculous, but like following how it was going wrong for the teams, like I just felt like it was way easier to follow. And maybe I'm just saying that because we also just watched like a blindfold challenge on Survivor 50 this week. So I'm like thinking about like, I was more bored watching that challenge than I was watching this team challenge on House of Villains. I think that like this is a dollar store challenge. like well, maybe, I don't know. Can you get ball gags at the dollar store?
Now, look, I don't know that. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that question, Jenny. I have a feeling Ashley and Kate might, though, because Ashley could not wait to get that ball gag in her mouth, and Kate said, I don't do that.
Absolutely not.
In public. So this challenge is crazy. They have to blindfold certain people, they have to deafen certain people, and then they have to ball gag certain people so that they can only communicate using a couple of their senses at a time. We get these pairs through this little egg pool that they're doing, and we hear about Tyson gaming a little bit. We kind of heard about this in the preseason too, but it was from the Johnny and Paul and Ashley room. They were saying, there might be a little, trying to game the game, trying to break the game a little bit. So I was expecting that from one of them. Was not expecting to see that Tyson did this. And I feel like it was a good plan. It just didn't work out in the end.
Okay, so I did not even remember that comment from our interview. So that's very interesting that this is the situation that you think they might have been alluding to. Because honestly,
I thought they were alluding to something else. I was surprised.
No, but like you think that this is what? I
think they're gonna do something like this for sure.
Okay, so I thought this was great, and also just like it couldn't have unfolded more perfectly, because we got this conversation between Tyson and Kate beforehand, basically being like, hey, you know, these three, like, we gotta make sure one of them don't win, like, and before, they must have had some idea that there would be a team situation, because Kate was already saying like, oh yeah, like maybe we put someone really bad on their team, like you know, like me, I'd be happy to sabotage. And it works out perfectly that they're able to pick eggs, and it works out that Kate is literally on a team with Paul and Ashley, and we get Tyson explaining, which I thought this was like also very smart when he pointed it out. He knew he was picking the gold egg before he even pulled the thing out, because there was purple, orange, and gold, and the gold is a different material. It's like
metallic.
it's like smoother and shiny, right? Whereas like the orange and the purple ones are probably a lot more like of a matte feeling, or just like a flatter yeah. And listen, in a challenge about the senses,
there you go.
Tyson is like feeling in the bag, and he says that doesn't feel like a gold one, and he wants a gold one because he knows exactly whose team he's gonna end up. He's gonna end up with Tom and Drita, which ended up being a fucking hot mess. But I loved this. He ensures that the teams work out the way that he wants them to, because Tyson rightfully does not want to be supervillain that much, but he wants to have control over who it could be, and he knows that Kate is planning to throw and is now going to be on this team with Paul and Ashley. I love this.
Yeah, this was good. Did anything stand out from the challenge? I mean, you talked about it, but it was a mess, and Tom Sandoval really took this L hard.
Yeah. Okay. So when New York is referring to how much she loves squirrels earlier in the episode, my question is, gamer squirrels? Because that's Tom Sandoval. Like the honestly, what did the traders do to this man? This man is so competitive, like cracked. He's on all fours, he's blindfolded, and he's losing his mind, being, what do I do? What do I do? Like just over and over again. Drita just shouting, not looking at Tyson, who is the one communicating the instructions to her, like through motions. She needs to look at him. She's just shouting at Tom, like completely ignoring Tyson. This was insane, and Tom was losing his shit.
Yeah, somehow Tom and Tyson and Drita do so poorly that Kate, who is trying to throw the competition, her team ends up winning it, and she was shocked. But this just further solidifies Kate's whole idea that I don't have to try hard. I don't have to try hard at all. I'm winning things without even trying. Imagine if I locked in. That's how I feel when I see people on ADHD medication. I'm like, if I had that all the time, you understand how unstoppable I'd be? I'd be limitless. And so Kate's like, if I gave this any effort, I would be unstoppable.
She said it would be over for you, hoes.
It would be. She told them, you fucking assholes eat shit, because somehow she stumbles over, and when they have this little like extra match to find out who's going to be the supervillain out of the three of them, somehow Kate just stumbles over, blindfolded, gagged, and deafened, over to these little monkey prize. Yeah, and she wins it all. Kate is the supervillain of the week.
You could not write it better. I love when someone is actively trying to sabotage and throw a challenge, and then they're like, well, fuck, I guess I have to win now.
Yeah.
And like, this was even better because it wasn't just like a team immunity type thing where it was like a 2-layer situation which I just need to complain for a second.
Okay.
Maybe they're playing it up for the edit. Why are we acting incredulous that after the orange team wins, that there is a secondary part of the challenge to determine who the supervillain of the week is? Like, even Paul, my beloved Paul, who has played 2 full ass seasons of Big Brother. Like, you should know that, like, you get down to 3. This shit ain't over. What are you gonna do? Rock, paper, scissors to decide which
Right.
one of you? I mean, maybe. I guess it is as a villain.
Maybe.
But it was like, of course there's gonna be another part to find out who the supervillain is. You can't have 3 of you. I guess you
Mhm.
could have the right and the left hand.
Yeah, well, yeah, that actually could happen too. This show.
Again.
But you're right though. But I think they were just tired. I think this charades challenge took
Yeah.
it took all of, like, look at Tom. He's a mess after this. I think this broke them. And that's why I said, okay, do this again. Bring this challenge back on
Yeah.
other shows because it really did just kind of just put them through the ringer for so long. And so yeah, they're all shocked, but Kate ends up winning this and she could not be
She
happier.
locked in.
Drita could not be happier because she says, I'm a fighter, but Kate is a gangster in her own way. And we will see Kate do some very gangster stuff
Yeah.
throughout the episode. But first, she has a pick who's coming with her on her swan boats, and it's Drita and it's Tom Sandoval. They're the least assholish of the assholes in the house to her.
And this is like, the first indication that we've gotten about, Kate's kind of soft spot for Tom, because I was like, I feel like Kate's the kind of person who isn't going to take people she doesn't want to hang out with for like game reasons. Like, she's kind of just like, okay, well, I also want to have a good time. So she picks Drita first, and I was like, yes, that makes a lot of sense. And honestly, like, I thought she was just gonna pick like New York. Like, I thought she
Oh,
was just
okay.
gonna be like, hey, like
Hey, bestie.
ladies, let's go out and have a good time. And this is one of the blind sides here. She picks Tom, and I'm like, okay. And they go on this little swan. Like, again, I love this whole episode. It was like, felt like it was catered right to me. They go on little swan like pedal boat situation. No, I love this. And the other thing, Kate leaves, and she leaves instructions for production. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place, but Tyson is going to leave we thought about this last week. Who's going to get the suite now that Plain Jane is gone, which again, I miss Plain Jane. I do feel like I like felt her presence being gone in this episode. But Tyson offers up the room to Kate and or New York, it seems. Kate obviously is going to take it for her meetings. She leaves instructions for production to like renovate the room while she's out on her reward. Like,
And they
I'm
did it.
sorry.
And they
She's
did
a
it.
fucking boss. Yeah. And
And
they
they
did it
did it.
because
And they
of
did it.
course they did it.
Of course they
Of
did it. Those
course
people
they
got
did
in
it.
there with their power tools. I don't know how that
They said,
conversation went. Did she just, hey, a question. If I told y'all to remodel my room, would y'all do it? They were like, no. She's like, well, here's what I got planned. And she told them, and they said, okay, well, for that,
yeah, that's
yeah, I'll
actually
take a
sick.
little
Yeah.
extra time. Yeah, we'll do that. But
We need
you're right.
interrogation lights.
Yeah, she needs them. You're right. There is a lot that goes on before they actually get to the boats. Johnny and Paul are obviously concerned. Tyson acts like he's concerned, but we know he's not. He's really trying to work the room. He works his way into Kate's room and starts to try to influence her a little bit. And then people keep coming up to Kate's room to give her gifts and brown nose a little bit. So she's enjoying the allure that being the supervillain of the week has. Now, there are a couple people who aren't really getting to do all of that. We see Ashley. Her back hurts. She's cold. She has the chills. She suspects that maybe this might be an injury sustained from the dick. She might have got sick from the dick, she says.
You said her back?
She said her back.
Was her back blown out?
I mean, it seems like literally she might have sustained some type of back injury from
Some sort of injury.
She's not the same since she did the sex.
Something happened.
Now, if it had been a longer period of time and I saw Ashley outside throwing up after having sex with Johnny, I
Oh
would
my
be like,
God. You'd be like,
Ashley. But it's been like 24 hours, so I highly doubt that's.
Yeah, you're not throwing up for those reasons after like the morning after.
The next morning.
Yeah, like that's a different kind of vomit. It's so wild because I really wonder what happened here. Because you said this was like, this challenge took a lot out of them. And it's like,
Mhm.
Ashley has been on the challenge like a million seasons. She has won the challenge. She has done some crazy physical shit, and she is down and out. And
Yeah,
yes, perhaps it was from the dick party.
maybe.
But also, I don't know. Maybe
Maybe.
some crazy stuff happened here.
Maybe
Was
don't
the
jump in the
ball
pool.
gag? She had the ball gag, didn't she?
She
Yeah,
did have the
because
ball gag twice.
twice. Do you think that
Yeah.
there was like
They didn't sanitize the ball
someone's
gag?
germs on it? Like, is he
I
putting
don't
it in the mouth? Kate acknowledged in the
Are these
final round when
used
they went
ball
into the
gags?
bouncy house, like, that she's like, okay, I don't think the ball gag is important at this point. Like, very unnecessary.
Yeah.
But
Jenny, it
I
can't be a
don't know.
used ball gag. I mean,
I don't know where these props are coming
we
from.
don't know where these props came from. Okay, Joel, tell us where you got the ball gags. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
He's not.
I think maybe it was something from her jumping in the pool. She was doing a lot that
Yeah.
night, and so maybe that's what it was. But she's not doing well at all, and so her and Johnny and Paul are all pretty sure they would end up on the hit list. Paul, for some reason, thinks that he could probably talk his way out of it a little bit, and for a second,
Mhm.
I questioned it, but nah, he has no wiggle room with Tom working for Tyson and basically just advocating for Tyson. There's no way Ashley and Johnny weren't going to end up on that hit list right next to Paul.
Here's the thing, and here's where I'm maybe just like basic and dumb, like the edit did a good job. I was truly worried for my friend Tyson here,
Oh yeah, I think the
be-
editing was good.
because
I
especially
felt that way too.
because I feel like, especially with Drita pushing for it, Kate has already acknowledged that she on the reward says, okay, well, it's going to be Johnny and Paul because they put me up. So it's kind of
Mhm.
fair game. And then the third spot's kind of between Ashley and Tyson. This is where the first time that Tom speaks up, but Drita's pushing the like Tyson is a problem, like he's someone that needs to go. And I have to kind of hold Tyson. I know he doesn't end up on the hit list,
Mhm.
but I'm not going to. I don't know. I don't know
No
why
cocky
he
for
doesn't.
Tyson this week. No handy.
I don't know.
I
I
don't think
don't
so.
know.
I
We
don't
need to
think
talk
so.
through it. But because I don't love what he does here. I really
Okay.
like when they were doing when Kate's doing the interrogations.
Mhm.
Um, I was really, really worried, and I was like, it was almost like I was watching like a slow car crash. Eventually, there was no crash, but it was like what I thought was going to be a crash because the questions that Kate was posing to Tyson and how he answered them, I just thought were like so bad,
Mhm.
and I think that like in a lot of other scenarios, the way that Tyson handles it is as actually good gameplay, but like Kate is not your average person. You know what I mean?
She's
Like
so good.
I really think that where Tyson maybe missed the mark in this episode, and again, there's probably lots that we didn't see,
Mhm.
is really selling this idea of a foursome with him, Tom, Kate, and New York. And it doesn't seem like he ever really kind of promises or like, offers that as like an idea. It seems like what he does is kind of like, talk about this idea of him and Kate being like a secret duo. And
Mhm.
she's just like, "Well, aren't you in a duo with Tom?" Like because Tom just spent the whole afternoon like basically being like, "Tyson's so loyal, like he's the best." Which I almost worry was a little too much.
Mhm.
Um and also, Kate must know that Tyson has a good relationship with New York because she also says, "Well, what about New York? Do you have like a good relationship with her?" Like
She
Kate
said, "Do
is
you have a final two
flocking.
with New York?" Yeah, she asked him point
Yeah.
blank. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, "Well, I didn't put her up on like when I was supervillain, so like there's that, but
No, we're
like
good or
I
whatever.
really think that Kate's the kind of person that it rubs her the wrong way that he basically said insinuates like, yeah, I'm working with Tom, but I could also go another way. I could be in a duo with you. Like, no, show that you're loyal to Tom, but also be like, I think what we need to do is create 4 people, and with where we're at in numbers right now, that's all we need. And I feel best about you. I feel best about Tom and New York. And I think that all 4 of us like each other. So this just makes sense. Like, you don't have to be like, we can be a secret final too. Like, that's almost doing too much. And I think that just showing that he is going to still stay loyal to Tom, but also he really wants to like solidify like a core 4 type thing with him and New York, because he says that earlier in the episode that he sees like that as like who Tom and him need to jump ship with. So it's like, why didn't you do that? It ultimately works out, but I almost think that it wasn't like his doing. It was more so maybe the wrongdoing of the other players, and just Kate recognizing that she needs to break up those 3.
Give Tom his things, Jenny.
Okay.
He was campaigning for his number one ally. If this is
I know.
he was like, he was going to work. Okay, this is how you keep your number one off the block.
I guess, but can you do too much and then the 2 of you end up on the block together in the next round? I don't know. Because I don't think Drita, like, if Drita becomes supervillain next week, I feel like she has no problem putting Tom and Tyson up together.
Yeah. The question is, can you get Kate to advocate for you? And the answer is no. You cannot.
No.
You cannot. That is not the case. She won't advocate for you. You might be able to get her to go after someone else, but to go out of her way to save you, woof, that would be tough. That's
effort.
Yeah, this is so much fun watching them all play, because they are gaming hard. They are playing the game hard. We are so far removed from Teresa, and just kind of just being in the house.
Wow, Teresa catching another stray here after Drita shaded her.
That's a wild thing to say, Drita. Of course, Kate's considering putting Ashley up as well. We get some clips of Johnny talking about why this is his big chance. He wants to be able to win so he can take care of his new baby girl.
Did you know that Johnny had a baby? I didn't know.
I didn't know Johnny prior to this. I didn't. This is my first Johnny season of television.
I'm not like a Johnny deep dive person, but I was like familiar enough. But I guess I realized that like he's not someone I follow on social media, so I had no idea that he was like a newer father. So
yeah, that makes sense. Kate's on her power trip though. They're saying, and she's asking everyone if they should be up. She's got this new interrogation lighting that we've alluded to a couple times, and they're all coming in front of Kate and doing their pitches. You've already talked about Tyson's pitch. Tom's pitch is basically like, hey, we're having a great time, right? And they're just like, yeah, we're friends. We're friends. Drita's pitch is, look, I understand that we need to come after that one room of people, but I'm still watching Tyson. And Kate's like, exactly. I too am still watching Tyson. So there's some maneuvering going on. Ashley tries her best, but she ends up telling us in confessional that she just thinks Kate's just a little power trippy right now and using this as an excuse to be mean to people. And New York comes in and says, Kate, you are a woman of standard, a woman of society, a woman has been circulating in the largest circles known to man. And she says, I am not a threat. I don't know what's going on in this house. I don't know anything. I'm just here. It'd be crazy to take me out. And I was like, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
I was like, I felt like she was doing slam poetry. Like I was snapping. I was just like, yeah. Like you've been around the biggest circles in the world. I was like, is that like a metaphor for like the ocean? Like, I'm just like
the world's largest circle is just the ocean.
I don't know, maybe. I didn't know what it meant, but I was like, yes.
Yes, New York, give us more. Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah, girl. No, this is beautiful. Like New York is doing everything that she needs. It's perfect. And listen, like she's probably the safest person in in the house here. Like I almost feel like Kate would turn on Drita before New York. Like
it'd be tough. I think her final 3, Kate's ideal final 3 is probably New York and Drita for sure.
Yeah.
I think New York is doing well because I think this is the narrative she wants in the house. She wants everybody to be saying, well, not New York, because obviously New York doesn't know anything that's going on. I don't know if my girl got it in her to get to the final two and say, I lied. I knew everything that was
Yeah.
going on. I was aligned with Tyson. I was aligned with Kate. I did this. I did that. I don't know if she has that in her.
Wow. Have some
But
faith, Chappelle.
I'm not saying she does it. I just have never seen her in that position before.
I
We've
know.
never got New York in a position where she needed to pitch her game for her life. And I just want to see what happens if she is there and they're like, New York, you didn't know anything that's going on in the game. And she's like, well, actually, I did this, I did this, I did this. I was working with this person. I did, and like, you want it so bad. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm holding out the faith for New York to pull one out of her hat.
Maybe you just need to catch her on the right day, the right
We
time.
need
She
her in
needs
the
to have a
final
good
two.
sleep. She
Yeah.
needed to be charged up from her docking station properly. I did have one question just about New York in general from this episode. Did you notice that like near the I think it was like at the end of the night, one of the days, she's like going downstairs and tells Kate that she's going to get her sardines. Like,
Yeah.
do you is this her like bedtime snack? Like, you know how like some people like you're getting ready for bed and like some people will do like the bedtime like bowl of cereal.
Mhm.
Like is New York just busting open like a can of sardines and just being like, "Ah yes, my late night sardine snack." Cuz that is fascinating to me.
She's a midnight snacker for sure. I'm currently covering I Love New York season 1 on
Oh,
my
Chantal,
podcast Recap Kickback. And so and I will
subscribe.
yeah, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. I will
There you
very
go.
much tell you that New York has been a midnight snacker for a very long time. It's kind of her thing, so
Sardine?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I think she doesn't discriminate. I think whatever they got, she gonna eat it. And so I was very
Omega
happy to
3s.
see, huh?
Well, you need the
Oh
omega
yeah, she
3s.
did
They're
this
good for,
nutrients.
like,
Yeah, if you're
your
gonna be late night
brain.
snacking, yeah, you need the nutrients.
Do all
Um,
fish have omega 3s?
listen,
Like
you're
a
asking the wrong
sardine?
guy. Jenny, now
Uh,
you know me and seafood kind of have a love-hate relationship,
true,
you know.
true.
uh
I think that sardines are safe for you, though. You're
They
just a
are,
shellfish
but I
guy.
just know,
Yeah.
like, I
You're
know
just not
very little
interested.
about seafood. Yeah, I know. Listen, I know which ones I can eat, and that's about it. Oh yeah, and also like we can't talk about this without talking about Johnny and Paul. Johnny basically threatens Kate, says like, I might come back, and if I do come back, it's not going to be great for you. And Paul comes in and just basically, I don't know, tries to gaslight Kate a little bit and be like, no, we're good. Like, yeah, I was there. I was the right hand of the supervillain, but I didn't really make any decisions or
I
anything
just
like that.
co-signed.
He
Yeah.
says, it's so
Um,
obvious that you should put me up. Isn't it too obvious? I was like, Paul, what does that even mean? Isn't it too obvious that I should put you up?
this is like, listen, Paul's been gaslighting. Like,
Day
let's just
one, King
like,
Gaslighter.
you know what I mean? It's just like we shouldn't be like, like our king has grown, but also like you can't change like too much here. And like the gamer part of Paul where like the accountability is like not
It's not really his thing.
Paul's forte. And so I don't know. I don't think that there was really any scenario where Paul was going to get out of being nominated here based on everything that Kate said. I think I was just
Mhm.
more so surprised that it ended up being Ashley over Tyson, because especially because like the way that this gets edited too, and we can talk about that in a second. But I don't know, like I didn't think that what Paul was doing was like egregious, but
Mhm.
maybe just like Kate is also picking up on the fact that Paul's like also a little bit of a bullshitter. And it's like, okay,
Well,
I got to get rid of a bullshitter that is insulated in this three-person alliance versus like Tyson being a bit of a bullshitter.
and it's
And
Tom's friend. She don't want to piss off Tom. That's her
yeah.
new friend,
Yeah,
you
not
know.
yet at least. Yeah.
Now look, all that said, Kate says, I made my decision because I put a suggestion box in my room. And I
Swerve.
decided to just put the people on the hit list who's put people in the suggestion box, not the names that are in the box. But if you put somebody on the suggestion box, you are going up on the block. She does end up justifying these picks with other reasons, but she does make it seem like if you did not put your name in the, a name in the suggestion box, you would have been safe, basically.
Now, what would have happened if, because she says that only 3 of you took this opportunity, and those are the 3 people. Like, what would have happened if, was this just like a convenient rationale for putting up those 3 people together, being like, well, they are all also playing hard? Like, if one other person also did this, do you think that it's a different situation?
She probably doesn't say it.
Yeah.
She probably doesn't make a big deal about it just being the 3 of them. But I do think she was always going to put them up. She had other justifications why, right? She talks about how she never talks the game with Johnny, so she knows he's against him. She talks about how her and Ashley haven't been getting along, so she knows she's not working with her. She talks about Paul and how she does talk game with Paul, and she can tell that Paul be lying to her. So she had reasons. But then to find out that her reasons are aligned with these 3 people who decided to put names in the suggestion box, it just makes sense to say it, because it does also kind of make them look a little scummy, right? Like, I gave all of y'all the opportunity to make this decision, and only 3 people in the entire house were willing to put their thumb on the scale. I'm shocked that Tyson didn't put a name in that box.
I know. That was like, again, one of the like masterful pieces of the editing here that really, threw me for a loop, in that, okay, we get the Johnny reveal first. Johnny's on the hit list, then Ashley next, and I'm like, okay, Ashley was one of the people who was potentially going to be the 3rd nominee here. And so at this point, I really think, especially because we heard here at this point that she's putting up people that put their names in the box, I think, oh shit, it's going to be Johnny, Ashley, and Tyson, because of how she set up Paul. And because I was like, oh, like, this person does talk game with me, but they're not always telling the truth. And I'm like, given everything we saw about Tyson in this episode, where he's kind of playing off his connection with Tom, he's kind of playing off how close he is with New York, and I'm like, oh my god, Kate has clocked his shit, and like, we're about to see, because Tyson also, I would think, would put names in, but no, it was just Paul. And I think this is where Paul is like rightfully pissed, because sorry, I had to do that callback. If Rob is here, we could have the soundboard. I'm sure he still has pissed on the soundboard.
Probably.
But like, Paul says, like, okay, well, you didn't, I feel a little baited here, because you didn't really make it obvious that this was an optional thing. It just so happens that, like, 3 of these hardcore gamers are like, okay, you're asking me to put names in a like drawer or whatever, like, I'll do it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
But I don't know, I felt like that was kind of fair from Paul to be like, I didn't know that this was like a test. I thought everyone was doing this.
Is that fair for Paul, or is that just Paul doing Paul things? Like, what? You can opt out of that? What are you talking about?
Maybe I just respect, like,
because a second ago you were like, Paul's back doing Paul things. Now you're like, well, wait a minute, maybe he's telling the truth. Which one is it?
Listen, maybe we all have biases here. What the hell? Okay,
you're like, be nicer to Paul.
I can't quit you.
really, because here's the thing. All 3 of these people are on the block because they put someone's name in the box, but they also had their names in the box. And Paul just comes out and says, it was me. I put both of them in the box.
Bonkers. Bananas.
Now, Kate says y'all were in there multiple times. And to that, I got questions, because Paul could only put Johnny and Ashley in there once, I'm assuming. I don't know if he can stuff
So
the
one of the
ballot.
other two
Who put Paul in the box?
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't know.
Is Kate lying? Is Kate gaming?
I think
Is
Kate
Kate
might
trying
just
to
be
turn them
lying.
against each
I
other?
think Kate might be like embellishing
Strategic
a little
queen.
bit here.
Strategic
Yeah.
queen. She's trying to get them
And do
fighting
it.
against each other.
Yeah. Like I think that is super fair, and if she purposely did that for that reason, I love it. I also just think that she could just be like, "Oh, let's exaggerate a little bit for
Mhm.
impact." But also if she's like, "I'm going to say multiple times to just like feed the paranoia." But she also baits Paul to admit that they also like put Ashley
Mhm.
and Johnny just owning it right there, being like, "Yeah, whatever."
Yeah.
'Cause I do think that was probably what Paul was selling, is that, like, the group of them aren't actually that close. Um, so, I don't know, which I don't hate, like, distance yourself a little bit, but also, like, don't piss in my ear and tell me it's raining. See, I'm going back and forth on Paul this whole like, I just, like, I can't help it. Like, I I just want you to be great, baby, you know what I mean? Like, I just
So do you think
It's
it's a
kinda
good move
hard,
for
though.
Paul? Do you think it's a good move for Paul? I mean, he put up his 2 allies as suggestions to go for elimination. How are they going to remain loyal to Paul, or is this the excuse they need to be like, I don't care if Paul goes home,
What are
F
their
it.
other options?
They have none. And it's funny to me because you at this point, like we know Ashley has not made any other inroads. I
No.
highly doubt Johnny has either. If anybody has been working
No.
with the other people in the house, it's probably Paul. So
Yes.
he kind of left him in a spot where what y'all gonna do? Go to y'all other friends and vote me out? Okay, whatever. Like y'all don't got nobody. So I don't know if
And
Paul
that's
has
fact.
anybody,
I
but
think that Paul does I think that Paul is probably making more efforts socially, um, with other people, and maybe he, doesn't have, like, other alliances, but I think that I don't know, maybe I'm just, like, speaking about this a little too hopefully here, but, like, I think that no matter how, the redemption challenge shakes out here, that maybe Paul is in a better situation no matter what, and that people are like, "Okay, well, there's a group of 3 of them, and 2 of them have fornicated, or at least, like, suspected."
I think it's confirmed.
So, like, probably take out one of those 2 people first.
Okay.
But also maybe like we do have a lot of like shrewd gamers or like gamers in training here that might just say like Johnny and Ashley have no one but each other, and Paul's the brains of the operation, maybe they say, and like they do target Paul. I don't know. It's really hard to say. But in terms of social game, I have full faith that Paul is doing more than Johnny and Ashley are, especially because like Ashley's sick at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well, if Ashley comes off the block, then we know who she's voting for. She voting out Paul,
yeah,
so,
especially yeah, now that she knows that,
with that and the confirmed coitus between her and Johnny,
yeah.
she probably was already voting for Paul. I mean, he's voting Paul out anyway, so yeah, I don't think it's that
But
bad of a move. I think it's fine.
but also like, okay, what's
They
the
were picking
situation
each other over you.
between Ashley and Johnny now? Like maybe she's like,
They seem
okay,
fine.
but she's also what if she's just like, okay, you can lose my number.
Yeah, but
Call
I
me
don't
an
know if she
Uber.
yeah, I can see that too. So yeah, on the hit list, we have Paul, Ashley, and Johnny. The gamer room,
Mhm.
the other gamer room, I guess I should say, is down
Yeah.
bad. And so we will be back next week to talk about who will win our little veto competition to
Yes,
see who
the
will come off the
redemption
block.
challenge.
Yeah, the redemption
Yes.
challenge, TM. And so Jenny, before we leave, do you want to give out a handy to
Ugh.
anybody on the cast?
I think I just have to give it to Kate. I have to give it to Kate here. She cooked the hell out of this
She
episode.
did.
There were other stars, there were supporting actors in this, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people, like we were seeing some promising stuff from Drita. We see Tom working his social game. Obviously Tyson, somehow keeps himself off the block, but maybe we have other things to credit here. Maybe Kate and Drita are saying, okay, let's break up this 3 and we strike at Tyson next week. I just feel like everything Kate is doing here, you know, even if she doesn't go long game, I need to like credit her for what an incredible episode arc this was for her. You know, starting off being like, I'm gonna throw this competition, inadvertently becoming supervillain of the week, and also then just being like, this is kind of fun. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
fun with it. Like, I'm sorry, you're getting the handy. This was great. So that would be my vote here.
Yeah, I agree with you on Kate, but I want to give an honorable mention, a big shout out to Tom Sandoval, because look at him go.
Look at him
Um,
go.
Look at him go. That's it, Jenny. That was our episode. We will be back
Yeah.
next week. Maybe our head villain in charge, Rob Sesser, will be back to join us. But until then, tell everybody where they can find you, what you're working on, and what's going on.
Chappell, I'm not working on shit.
Hey, listen,
I am
the
like
good life.
Kate, like low effort, okay?
Yes,
But also when I put in the effort, y'all better watch the fuck out.
that's it.
No.
That's how it's supposed to be.
But yeah, just enjoying House of Villains. I had a great time with you tonight, Chappell. You can follow me on social media at Jenny Autumn, and looking forward to seeing what happens in next week's episode.
All right, and you can
And
also
you
can catch me on my podcast, youtube.com/@recapkickback, where I am podcasting about whatever I want to talk about, including New York. And I love New York. Chantel and I go live to talk about that. We should do that. We do that once a week ish for the most part. So come catch us over there. Mari and I are always doing our weekly content over there. Recently, we just talked about One Battle After Another and Tiana Taylor. And so if you subscribe to our podcast feed, YouTube, recapkickback.com/subscribe, you can see that. Gia and I are still talking about Abbott Elementary. We're also doing our Bet on Black reality TV series where we're talking about these Black winners of these of reality TV shows, such as Vesepia Towery, and coming up soon, Tristan from the most recent season of Top Chef. And so tune into all of that. Subscribe to Gia's newsletter, Bet on Black, and of course, subscribe to Recap Kickback podcast at youtube.com/@recapkickback. But that's it. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for subscribing to We Know realitytv.com and keeping up with our We Know Villains coverage. And we will see y'all next week. Peace.
Bye.
This is RHAP. We Know Reality TV.